Okay, yep, you're live.
I am live. Great.
Yep.
Okay, I sent out an email. It looks like we only have one attendee this morning. Hi, Lynn. I sent out an email to everyone who was listed as registered once I got Zoom back up to show me my webinars. There was a glitch. They reassigned something that I asked them to, and I had to reassign my license. So it took me longer than I would have liked to figure it out, but I did figure it out. So today we are going to work in our constant contact email marketing. This is my demo account that you see here. And you have all of your buttons, and we are going to automation, and it shows us, I should probably take off my, the webinar will begin soon thing, huh? Let's erase that. When you, Here we go. So you are following the questions and answers. What you want to do is if you have a question as we go along, please type in the Q&A on your toolbar. You should see a Q&A tab. You click it, it pops up. There are questions. Otherwise, I'm going to go through how to create a email auto series. And we're going to start by looking at the fact that you should have in your folders under templates, you should have your template that we are going to go back and pull in, so you don't have to do a whole bunch of customizing a new email. So we have a template to start with. So we've created a template that we can always start from, and then we'll move forward. So
Virginia, you are not sharing your screen right now. We lost it.
really?
And Lynn just asked if she's the only one if we want to reschedule.
Let's give it a few more minutes, and if no one comes on in the next 6 minutes, you will get a private tutoring for a little bit, and then we can reschedule.
Okay, now I can see your screen. Yeah.
I must have clicked the bad button, huh? I think there's a cloud in my office today on technical glitches. Okay, so the first thing you should have in your account is that template you've created that you can always move forward with to create emails in your template folder. Yes, Lynn, I know that you always love to have me hold your hand. This could be a private tutoring session for you. It'll be an experience. If no one comes on in about 10 minutes, maybe we'll just let you talk with us. But
we did have another guest join us.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry, Lynn. So we're getting started. I do think people will come on. I am recording it so I can post it later for all of you to see, or for those who missed it. I will reschedule it because of my technical issues with Zoom this morning. And again, I apologize. So we're starting with the fact that you should have in your Constant Contact or your email marketing account, if you don't use Constant Contact for this demo, I'm doing it in Constant Contact. You should have that template email that you've created, so you always have a starting point. And I'll quickly go over that template email in terms of, here it comes. I need my Jeopardy music. Your template email should have your logo, your name and text, and you should have a text block, a title block, a text block, a dual block with a picture and text, a video block. You want to push to your website, your bottom information, your website. So the only thing that you really have to do is choose which block you want to use, delete the rest, and fill it in. So this is your template. It's always ready to go. And what we're talking about today is automation. And before I create an automation email, I will go out and create just a Word document, and here it is, that I'm going to use today. Oops. That it says AR web event. So it's going to be a follow-up on when I do training. That's what the one, so what I have, what I'm going to do in 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I put some text here. I know I want to add the slides from the last event, some links I want to put in. So now I have this at my ready on my other screen. If you don't have another screen, you'll have to bump back and forth. So that I'm ready to create that email. So up in the upper right-hand corner, you see the Create button. We click that. When it pops up, it wants to know what you want to create, and we're going to go to email automation. When you get there, there are 4 different kinds of automation. A series, a welcome email, a birthday email, or an anniversary email. You can do any of these, but today we're going to create a series because we want it to be more than one. And I am going to click Create Automated Series. And I am going to name it. So I always name the automated series the exact same as the list I created that I'm going to create. So I know which one goes with which. So now it wants me to choose, after I've titled it, choose a trigger. I want it to trigger when a contact joins an email list. You can do it when they open an email. So if you're sending out the welcome email and they open it, you can then add them on to another list. However you want to do that. You could do it that if you've sent out an email and they're clicking a different link, if they're clicking a link, and we'll use vacations because it's just easy for me. You're a travel agent, which really stinks right now, but you are a travel agent, and you're sending out an email marketing piece on family vacations versus adult vacations. And so if I click the family vacations list to look at what family vacations you have, when I click that list, I can automatically be dropped onto an AutoResponder list that starts sending out different family vacations. If I click on the couples one or the adults one or whatever one you put in there, when I click on that, then it sends it out. But for today, we're going to do when contact joins a list. And right here, AR webinar event, name of the list is the same as the AutoResponder series, so you do not get confused. And we're going to save that. So I want to edit wait 4 days because the second I drop people on that list, so at the end of an event, I export my people who have been at my event, and it's going to send them out when I add them immediately. So immediately when they get on that event, they're going to get this. You can send it out for a week. You can choose whatever timing you want. And we'll talk about timing as we work through here. So my first email is I'm going to copy an existing email. And I'm going to go in here, and here is my template right here. I'm going to grab my template, and I am going to copy that because that is all the information I need, and it's ready to go. So AR webinar event step 1. So I'm going to open that up, and it's already scheduled to send immediately. Now we're going to wait. Here are my blocks. So the first thing I'm going to do is say, thank you for attending. And then I'm going to copy my text that I've already written. So you can say it's, I'm going to delete that. So I've copied this off of my Word document. I am going to make it 20. You should never have text that's less than 20. And I'm going to add my slides here. So I'm going to say, download your And I'm going to center that. I'm going to create a link, and it's going to go to a document. And it's going to bring up your documents. At this point, you can upload a PDF. I would always use PDFs. You can do a Word document, but people can download them and change them. I am going to check that and insert it. I am going to make it red because I like red. Oh, no, 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 no. What did I do? I am not sure what I did here. My entire background here we go. That was scary. So let's go again. You can always undo things. Download your slides. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to choose a document. I am going to increase the size of that because I want them to get their slides. And I am going to make it, look, it did it again. Something's hinky here. Okay, download your slides. That's what I want them to be able to do. So that's the first part. Then I want to let them know. I'm going to take out this. Actually, I'm going to show you something. If we were going to edit this picture here, there is a picture when I uploaded my PDF of the slides. So here they are. So if I wanted to use this as opposed to a link, I could do that. I don't want to, but it's an option that you have. You always get that piece. So I am going to bring in another block of text. Slid it right in between there. And I want to add from my page. It always puts the small text in, so you have to go back in and resize it. So here I have told them that I do have other events coming up, and at this time you could duplicate this top piece right here. Move it down here and say, to spell upcoming correct. Now I want to put a couple buttons in, so I'm going to move this one up. And this button is going to be and I'm going to make it a link, which is going to go to a web page, which I have the link already in my Word document that I'm going to copy and paste. I also am going to duplicate it because I want to send them also to my YouTube channel. That I have previously recorded events. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to edit that link because I copied. I'm going to copy it from my Word document and paste it in. And if you wanted to, you can make, if you take this and make the font bigger, it makes your button bigger. Don't forget to save as you're going along. And then I have one other piece of text that I want to add in here. So I want to take this, because it was created as a template, take out the video link and pull in another text box right here. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So if it didn't fall exactly where you wanted it, click undo and it goes away. You grab it again. You pull it over and make sure the line is showing up where you want it, that purple line, and drop it in. And then I want to let everyone know that they're going to get more than one email. And if they want to hop off, they can. So I put that in. I'm going to increase the size of the font. And I'm going to save. So now I have my first one in. I've given them their slides. I'm showing them the upcoming events. And I have buttons for that. So that's done. So I hit continue. And it's here. So now we want to go to email number 2. We are going to add to the series. Again, we can copy from my existing. So I go back and I use that template again. So it's exactly the same. I'm hopping in and I already have the information I'm going to put onto, because I've already thought it out, what I want to do. And we'll wait for it to continue. So here's the same one. This is 2. So I'm going to say more social marketing help. Because what I'm doing is I'm telling them they need to know what, I'm giving them more information. So I'm copying what I had put on my already, thought out plan. Making it bigger. I like when I do these, and it's just me, is to make them justified. So they look like they fit in the email, and then when they come in on their phone, they look very good. So then I'm going to bring this up, because I'm talking about getting this digital marketing assessment here. Get your free digital marketing assessment. And I might even want to, highlight that. And come in here and write free digital make the font bigger. Let's see if this see, look at that. Isn't that bizarre? If I undo that, will it take it away? No. Their colors seem to be having issues today in choosing them. So we won't change colors. So here for our free digital assessment, I want to increase the font to make it bigger. And I want to create a link. I'm sending them to a web page, which I have that link already on my Word document. So I'm going to copy it, drop it in, and it's there. And I am going to remove this block because I'm not going to use it. Because remember, we put in our template all the blocks that we want to start with. And I want to send a video. So it's already in the block. I'm going to edit it. I have my YouTube link already in my document that I prepared, and I'm going to copy it in here. It's going to bring in a thumbnail, which I'm going to put in. And so here is my second email. It's all about them. It's offering them a free digital assessment and telling them what we can do in terms of helping them with digital marketing. And I'm going to save it. Though you should come up here and change this because it's generic, and it should say so I have said that this is a digital marketing assessment. So I use the word free, which is a spam one, but I put it in the pre-header text, not in the subject line. And I've saved it. We'll have to go back and change this in our first one. So we're going to save, and we're going to continue. So now when you look in your AR series, you have two. This one says wait 4 days. So for me, when I send it out, I usually do them 1 week apart. Your options are, let's go back and look at that. Hours, days, or weeks. So depending on what you're doing, what you're marketing, what you're selling to someone, you get to choose the frequency and how often they get it. So I am doing weeks again, and I'm sending it out a week after just to keep in touch. So this first one, it says send immediately. The second one, you wait a week after. Now we're going to go back into this first one and edit the email because I did not change the subject when it came from the template. So here we're going to click it, and it's going to say your slide deck is attached. And I'm going to say thank you for attending the event. Because whether it was a webinar or a meeting, I want to be able to use this actually for both. And what I usually do is when I have an event, I go back in before I upload the list, and I'll show you that, and I change the slides that are to the one I just gave. There is maintenance on it, but it beats me having to redo the list every time. And I change my slide decks enough that I'd have to change them anyway. So we have step 1 and step 2. They're still in draft because we have not activated it. So now we're going to add to the series. And we can do this right away. We can tell it that we want it to do it in 1 week and confirm. We want to copy that existing template and save it in here. Then we're going to go in and edit it. You can create yourself a checklist so remember to do each thing along the way. And so I'm going to start by putting in my title. I always use an ampersand because it saves spaces. If you need to write the and because perfect English is what you need, though it's not needed for web-based things, then you can use the and. So now what I'm offering them is just information that if they're doing marketing, they can get a free ebook that we offer on baseline metrics. Again, I'm going to justify everything so it looks good on a cell phone if they get it, and say done. Oops, I spelled metrics wrong. And then I'm going to move up my button because I want to use it up here, which will say download ebook here. And I will put in a link to a web page, or I could upload the book. So this is an option here for me to push them to another list or to put them on a, because when I send them to the web page to sign up for the ebook, they have to sign up and they're dropped on the ebook list. So for me, instead of sending them that link, I think I am going to send them here. And I'm going to add my upload to a new piece. Let's find that PDF. And I'm going to upload it. As you can see, when you upload a PDF here, you not only get the PDF, they make a thumbnail of the front page. So you can use it in a graphic if you don't want to use text. So I am done. I am going to choose that right here out of my list and insert it. And I am going to increase the size of my font. Always remember to save as you go along in case it decides that it's going to give you a problem, like mine has a couple times this morning. And that's all really I want in this. I just want to keep in touch with them. I want to make sure that they're getting the items that they want. And I'm taking out these extra lines. And that's it. I'm keeping in touch. I want to provide them something to know that I'm here and that I can do things. Again, these autoresponders for me are not buy now, buy now, buy now. It's offering knowledge and information. And then when they need to make a purchase or I can do work for them, I am available. So now we've done 3. So now the last email that I send out, which is a week later, and this is much more of my call to action, where I'm going to ask them to join me for a cup of coffee. So I'm going to go into, again, set it for 1 week, go in, select my template. Again, this is a big time saver in terms of you don't have to recreate the wheel. All you're doing now is adding the content that you want to each of these. And we're waiting, and we're waiting. I'm not sure if it's constant contact. I'm not sure if it's the internet. I'm not sure it's because my husband is also working from home and using a VPN. Sorry about that. So again, you've got your whole template in here and we just have to customize it. So here I'm going to say, so you might think, why am I doing that now? In the copy, I'm going to have to put in whether they want to meet in person or we can do Zoom, and that is in my copy when I paste it in. So here's my big, at this point I've provided information for them. In the last 3 emails, you've gotten to know a little more about Weiskopf Consulting and our expertise. I would like to meet you for a cup of coffee and learn about what you do and learn how we can help each other and grow our businesses. What I want it to be is a mutual decision to meet and learn about what their business is and for them to learn more about me not about, okay, I can do something for you. Because I love to meet businesses understand what they're doing. So I am then going to get rid of all these extra pieces. I might want to put an image up here. I think I have a great image of a cup of coffee. There it is. Move this down in the middle. So I might change this to schedule a call if I have an online call place, or send them back to my website, which is already down here. Or I could just go in here and say, this one I'm going to want to center. I'm going to want to make it bigger because it's my big call to action. I'm going to want to make the text red. So there is your 4th email. So now it's taken us about a half an hour to create the series. Keep in mind, I knew exactly what I was doing. I had this document already created. So I had my content here to move into it. So I didn't have to think or hunt or anything like that. It was already planned out, and it's all here, done and taken care of. When you activate it, it wants you to know, if this is the first time you're activating the series, every time someone is added to that list, it will send it out. If you have been putting people on that list and haven't gotten around to it, they will not receive it. It's just the new ones. So you want to do it when you create it. Hit continue. It's checking the series. It's asked it, and it's ready to go. So now your AR series is all ready. If you go back to look at campaigns and look at automation, here it is, AR web event. It will tell you the open rate and the click-through rate for each things. And when you go to your contact lists, and go to your AR webinar event, which is named the same as your AR series, when you add contacts to this, so let's say today, and this is my demo account, so it's not going to be done in here. I would go into here, I can type in one contact or upload the file. So everyone who attended today, I would upload the file, drop them on, and it would immediately send out that AR series. So now, Jen, we are going to do Q&A.
Okay, so Lynn has 2 questions. We'll start with her first one. She wants to know, is there a generic formula for content for the 3 emails? You know, one is to explain, one is a freebie, video, etc.
There isn't, because every model is different. What you want to do, though, is you want to be relevant. It's not buy now, buy now, buy now. If you have a special thing where you have products, so you could showcase a product each time, not asking them to buy it, just telling about it, providing one of the videos about it, so they're getting to know what you have in your arsenal. You always should have a link to push them back to the website to see it, but in that email, it should be what you're sending them. So your series, you may want to do a 12-part series. I know right now you're freaking out when I say that. So that it showcases your 12 bestsellers. And anytime someone goes onto your list, they get one of the first one and work their way through it. And so you're always connecting with them. And you just need to sit down and decide how you want to do it, because you want to stay relevant. You want to keep yourself top of their mind, but you don't want each one to be a sales call. That you just want to provide information so that when they're ready and think, oh, this is a good idea, you're going to be there because you have visited them once a month.
And then her other question is, how many calls to action on a page?
So I would do 2 calls. One would be download the asset if you're going to put a white paper in or visit the web page. And the other one would be if you have a video about that particular product that they could watch. So they may want to, they can go to the page, then decide to make a purchase, or they can watch that video. So it's all about that one product, learning about it. Yes or no, I want to learn about it. There's 2 calls to action. If you look in the bottom of each of the emails, and I'll open this up, is my contact information. So in a way, there are other calls to action. They can get in touch with you, but they're afterthoughts. That's the bottom piece that's always there. This is the body of your information. I'm giving them this. If they want to know about upcoming, it's all about the event. There are 3 calls to action here, but I want them to download their slides and then they can come back if they want to look at it. So this is heavy, but I'm providing the asset.
And that was all the current questions.
Okay, yes, it was short because I had Zoom problems. I really appreciate the time today that you took to do this. If you have more questions, please give me a call. I'll be happy to answer. And this webinar will be up on YouTube by tomorrow so that you can replay it if you want to. And I just want to thank everyone for coming in. Again, apologize for the fact that we started late today.